in his tracks. Listo! Listo! Box! Scheduled for 10 rounds.
You know, I used to spar with Fernando Vargas about 25 years ago, and looking at Emiliano Vargas, I'm just going back in time. He looks exactly the way his father looked when he was in great shape. From the looks to the body frame to the speed and the quick hands.
And he is tremendously powerful with that right hand. He's got power in both hands, but that straight right is absolutely brutal.
And you saw the quickness from Vargas. But Sergio, he doesn't seem to have that same mean streak his father was known for.
And maybe that's going to be a good thing for him, because that's what got his father in trouble. That toughness, those cojones, it's that willingness to bleed. The thing about Emiliano Vargas is he's more of a boxer than a puncher. He just comes. He doesn't go looking for the knockouts. They just come behind technique, patience, and of course, power.
If you're Quintana, you don't want to get too aggressive in these first couple of rounds. 10 of Emiliano's 13 knockouts have come inside 2 rounds. This is where he has proven to be the most dangerous.
Look, I think Emiliano Vargas has a temperament over his great father, and that last name has the skill. But whenever it comes to on the biggest level, on the highest level, to get to superstar status, you need to have a clean head on your shoulders.
Emiliano Vargas went the 10-round distance for the first time in his last fight against Jonathan Montrell. He did win a dominant decision and said, I learned more in that fight than any of my other ones, Sergio. The early knockouts are great, but I need some seasoning.
Yeah, that's exactly what a lot of prospects need. But the knockouts feel good and look great on the resume. But if you want to become one of the best in the division, you need to go some rounds and you need to get tested.
I know that fighters say they don't get paid for overtime. They want to get fights done quickly. But watching that fight, it felt like Emiliano was playing with his food a little bit. He scored a knockdown, had Montrell hurt a couple of times. It felt like he wanted to get rounds in that fight.
Beautiful left hand. There's the thing about Vargas. Everything is dictated off that left hand. From the jab to the hook to the uppercut, nothing happens with him offensively unless it's guided by an educated left hand.
A big deep breath gets on after a pretty good body shot landed from Vargas.
Right now, Vargas literally not breaking a sweat. Quintana's got some great facial reactions. He tells you the whole story just with his face.
Quintana's a tough guy, but he has been stopped before, and that was down at 135 pounds. So this is going to be a new kind of power for him up at 140.
Quintana, a former South American and Argentinian national champion. Good right hand there. The end for Quintana.
10 seconds.
Vargas stayed on the southpaw stance, and he got hit with overhand right.
Time.
Touching him, and here with the big shots. Surprise him with the power. But I need your call. Look, we know you're a badass. But call him. Stay calm, those punches are going to come. I want you to stay patient. Look, from that southpaw stance, surprising him with that straight left hand. That's a beautiful shot. Here we see Vargas with a beautiful combination, splitting him right up the middle with that uppercut. Beautiful shot to the body, and that's going to set up right hands right down the pipe.
Yeah, and I often question when guys switch stances. I don't think there's a few fighters really in modern boxing history that can do it at a high level. Terence Crawford, of course, at the top of that list. But Emiliano's pretty smooth with how he switches stances.
He's pretty smooth rolling under punches. I mean, offensively and defensively, this kid has this.
Of course, Emiliano Vargas, the youngest of 3 boxing brothers. Fernando Jr., 29 years old, 17-1 record. Amado Vargas is 25. He's 13-0. But Chris, I think you'll agree, Emiliano considered to be the best of the brothers and a potential world champion.
Yeah, the other brothers are good fighters, but Emiliano has the potential to be a star.
And I think the reason that I think
Nice counter shot from Quintana.
is temperament. I said it again already. It's a fact that this kid has a good, even kill head on his shoulders, and he thinks different, he reacts different, he stays composed differently, and that's what he has over Junior and Amato, I believe.
I tell you, he reacted to that right hand for Quintana. That was a tremendous shot by Augustin Quintana.
Sometimes too much bravado and passion turn against you, you know, and it turns against a lot of, you know, macho type fighters. Vargas has a little bit of everything.
You know, Quintana's one of those guys, we were talking to him about it this week, that only really wants to be in big fights. He had been turning down some fights over the last year because they weren't big enough. He was actually scheduled to fight Raymond Morataya last year, but he had some visa issues getting out of Argentina. So he's looking for those big fights. He fought a stay busy fight in December. He said he took that fight basically for free because he just wanted to get in the ring and shake some of that rust off. But this is the exact type of fight that Quintana's been looking for.
Yeah, he said even Dalton Smith was floated as a potential opponent last April, that Dalton Smith turned him down.
Quintana's forward, you know, he's experienced, 25 fights under his belt, and he knows how to fight. He knows how to look. That shoulder shows you that the kid,
Nice left there from Quintana.
this kid can fight, man, and if you're not careful with him, he can't make you look bad. So this is gonna be a difficult fight for Vargas the longer it goes.
Well, he certainly doesn't lack any confidence. He told us after he beats Vargas tonight, he wants Shakur Stevenson next. Why not, right?
You gotta love these Argentinian fighters, man. They have confidence to spare.
I think Quintana got the respect of Vargas in this round. He landed two big shots that got the attention of Emiliano.
Good right hand to the body, landed by Quintana right there. Vargas was expecting a shot upstairs, and he guided it way down to the rib section. Clever fighter, and that's what I was talking about with a tricky fighter like Quintana. Hold your head, Jeff. Help those guys. Okay?
10 seconds to go here, round two. Good round for the Argentinian.
10 seconds. Time.
I feel Augustin. I'm good. Ring deep. Great counter punching. I love your counter punches. Wipe my eyebrows. Wipe my eyebrows. Too much Vaseline. You need to stay concentrated. Beautiful counter shots right there. It caught Vargas off guard. You can see did a little funny off-balance dance. But look, shoulder rolls like that takes a lot of athleticism, guys. It's not easy to do something like that. So I got to give a lot of credit to Quintana. This kid came to win. He has a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, Quintana is a fighter comfortable going the distance. You watch that fight back against Mark Castro. He had a lot of success in the second half of that fight.
Body punches landed through 2 rounds. Vargas 21, Quintana 4.
Good body shot there by Vargas. He's going to need more body shots because Quintana has good upper body movement. He has a good radar.
Chris, how did you score the first 2 rounds?
Yeah, I was 1 round apiece, 19 to 19. Emiliano Vargas clean win in that first round. But those right hands that landed from Quintana, I thought they were the most impactful punches of the round. I gave him that second, then even through 2 rounds.
Yeah, Vargas is going to have to stay patient, stay disciplined, and keep digging downstairs. I think the upper body movement of Quintana is really tricky, so he's going to have to settle for jabs and body work if you're Vargas break down this tough Argentinian.
Quintana has not scored a stoppage win since November of 2022. He's a distance fighter, but does have plenty of pop. He showed some of that in round 2.
And Sergio, you're right about those body shots. Quintana clearly keeping that guard high. Those shots are going to be there for Emiliano Vargas.
You just have to be content in remaining patient and disciplined if you're Vargas and get what you can get downstairs. And stay sharp defensively like he's doing right now. You know, this is a chapter we need to see from a hot prospect. You want to see what he looks like when he gets hit, when things aren't going his way, when he's being backed up, when he's being pushed to the limit. That's when you know what you really have. And tonight, I think Quintana's going to push him to those limits.
In his last bout, I said it was a unanimous decision win. He only lost one round, according to 2 judges. So, a dominant performance.
Good body shot there by Vargas.
This fight already more competitive.
Look, we saw in the last fight with Abel Ramos, the body shots paid off eventually. And that's what we're seeing early on with Emiliano Vargas, committing to those body shots that will hopefully pay off in the second half.
And even if they're jabs, you know, gut them downstairs with jabs, power jabs if you're Vargas. You know, keep Quintana on the back foot. Keep him on his heels, then you can unleash a combination. But another great body shot there by Vargas.
Quintana landed a couple of power punches upstairs as well.
I think Vargas said something there.
You got the attention of Quintana with the left hook to the body. You can see the right arm dropping to protect those ribs.
He makes that same face you do, Sergio. I've seen it many times.
Both those guys exchanged looks there.
Believe me, man, I see a lot of myself in Quintana, man, like a cagey fighter.
But if you're going to be a champ, you got to deal with all kinds of unorthodox looks from fighters. You never know what you're going to do.
7 seconds. Time.
Up next, our main event. And on paper, it looks like it could be Sergio and Chris, a fight of the year contender.
I think it could be, and I think it probably will be. And this man, Emmanuel Navarrete, is out to show that he has something left. Not a great performance last time out against Charlie Suarez. One of the things his team told me was that for this fight, he used a nutritionist for the first time in his pro career. That made it a lot easier to get down to 130 pounds. This guy made 130 as easy as he ever has. You can see the best out of Navarrete tonight.
This is a can't-miss main event. So be prepared for Mexican War. There's going to be a bloody, beautiful fight. I hope everyone enjoys it.
That is next, live here from Glendale, Arizona. Right now, still some work to do for Emiliano Vargas, who promised to win in dominant fashion. He said, I think I'm going to win every round, but according to Chris, he didn't win the second.
This is going to be a difficult test. You know, a difficult puzzle for Emiliano Vargas to figure out. He's going to have to stay disciplined and look for a way to break down Quintana. And that way's going to be a body shot, just like that. Good left hook to the body by Vargas.
You see the arms drop quickly from Quintana. And Vargas landed the right to the body. You guys had Fernando Vargas on your Fighter in the Writer podcast yesterday, and Sergio, he said, listen, the reason that Emiliano is so good, he's 100% full-time athlete, 24 hours a day, doesn't drink, doesn't do any of the naughty things that I used to do. He's got his head on straight.
Yeah, and I love how honest Fernando Vargas, his father was. I mean, just brutal honesty, but now he's more proud being a championship father than he was being a championship fighter. And I love every minute of the interview.
We got a small cut under the right eye, caught by a punch. Red corner.
You heard Raul Calles Jr., the referee, announcing it on the microphone what happened. Didn't need my help. Look at the power body shots, 13-1 for Vargas.
That's going to be a good hope for this fight. He's going to have to settle for chopping the tree down because getting a clean shot upstairs is going to be really hard for Vargas. Quintana is a clever, cagey fighter to land with one solid shot upstairs. There we go. See that touch him upstairs just to dig down to the body. Vargas making the needed adjustments that I want to see from this hot prospect.
Behind it there from Quintana.
We got a cut over the right eye, accidental headbutt, red corner over the right eye.
You said the main event was going to be bloody, Sergio. Looks like Quintana's going to start bleeding here.
Hey, great eye by Raul Calles Jr. catching that.
Vargas complaining about a low blow, seemed to be unintentional.
Nice chopping right-handed by Quintana.
Right hand there from Vargas just misses. Quintana has only been stopped once in his career. He was knocked out in the 5th round by a fellow Argentine, Juan Javier Carrasco. Roscoe. That was back in December of 2022.
And you see that Vargas is trying to play possum on the back foot right there. He's trying to land a nice clean counter left hand. Quintana didn't fall for it.
And you've seen Quintana a couple of times blow his nose off the canvas. That tells me that maybe
10 seconds.
for Vargas is starting to pay off there.
And Quintana has not one but two cuts around his right eye.
Here we go. Here we go.
Time.
I need you to win this round, you understand? Moxie, stay off the ropes. I need you to let him right hand upstairs. Cut on the right eye. And that's kind of what we're talking about, where Vargas was playing possum against the ropes. He let Quintana come to him, and it's a clever strategy by a guy that's normally on the front foot. Nice body shot there, borderline by Quintana. Just a clever, tricky fighter, and Vargas doing the right thing, staying patient, and aiming downstairs to the body.
Right hand scores for Quintana, who Chris has had some decent moments in this fight.
He's had some good moments, especially when landing that right hand. But the body work of Vargas has just been relentless. He has been digging downstairs all throughout these first 4 rounds.
And I'll tell you what, if Emiliano Vargas wanted rounds, to evolve as a better fighter, he's hitting it now.
Chris's scorecard, 3 rounds to 1 for Vargas.
Yeah, 3 rounds to 139-37, mostly based on the body work of Emiliano. But I tell you, obviously, Quintana having a pretty good round, or at least starting the round right now.
And a body shot there from Quintana. Vargas says it's low. I don't think so.
No, he's already landed 2 clean shots. Quintana, well, not clean, but Quintana landed 2 good left hands downstairs. They're blocked. And you can see Vargas doesn't like those body shots.
Yeah, that one was definitely low.
Carlos Jr. because the third one was low, but the 2 before that, it was moving in the guy's positioning. The 2 before that were blocked, or they were clean shots by Quintana downstairs.
Here's the replay.
I don't know about the idea of movement either. Like, Vargas was camped out in that corner, took a clean nose roll.
I think it was the movement of his left hand to the genitalia of Vargas. That was the movement.
Yeah, but that's what Quintana wants to do. He wants to be on the front foot against Emiliano Vargas, make him into a counterpuncher.
Yeah, I agree. And he's been having success. Quintana has, and he has Vargas on the back foot.
Yeah, Vargas is camped against the ropes. I don't know if he wants to be there, guys.
And I love the dedication to the body by Quintana. He knows that Vargas didn't like those body shots.
Counter right, now left from Quintana. He's doing a lot better in this fight than many people thought he would.
Yes, he is, and I knew he was cagey. I didn't think he was this smart, actually. I love the punch selection.
Oh, there's a nice left there from El General. But you can see the confidence growing in Sugar Quintana.
Yeah, Sir Vargas right to counter the body. I know he knows headshots, he's a power puncher, but for this fight, he's gonna have to check that tough guy, check that power puncher, and just keep picking and pecking and investing in the body. Every counter shot should be downstairs if you're Emiliano Vargas. Just like that, beautiful counters downstairs.
Vargas, the 2025 Ring Magazine Prospect of the Year. Just blasted through all of his opponents. He's not having quite the same success so far here in this fight.
And that speaks volume. I was thinking, Quintana, you gotta give this man credit. Checking the fight.
Well, he said he accepted the Vargas fight.
10 seconds.
We wanted him. And he's got him tonight. And another solid round.
Time.
Earlier we saw Navarrete in the back, and there is Sugar Nunez. And Sergio, this guy is built like a tank. He was knocking out people left and right, but his last two fights have gone the distance. Does that say anything to you?
It says that power is questionable. You know, even though he looks like Mexican Hercules right there, I mean, he's very muscular. I'm not accustomed to seeing a muscular frame like that from a lot of these Mexican champions. But that man has strength, he has power, but he's going to have to prove that he has IQ against a fighter like Navarrete, who's going to match him toughness for toughness and power for power.
Yeah, I think Nunez is going to have to survive an early storm for Navarrete, but he is a very disciplined boxer. And he finds a way to punch between the punches of Navarrete, who is a wild puncher. I think some of that power can pay off.
That's our main event coming up next, live here from Arizona. Still plenty of miles to go in this track between Emiliano Vargas and Sugar Quintana. Round 6 scheduled for 10. You can make a case Quintana's won a couple rounds.
If he hasn't won rounds, he's won respect from Vargas, I can say that. Vargas turning southpaw now, trying to get a different angle. I don't know if that's frustration from him or just him being comfortable and confident knowing that he can land something from the left-hand stance.
Did you do a lot of switching when you were training, Sergio?
All the time. And I did it in my fights as well, but I wasn't offensive. I wanted to give my fighters a different look in my posture, but I never really reacted off that southpaw stance.
Good left there from Quintana. Round 5 total punches landed. Quintana 19, Sergio 11 for Vargas.
Now, Quintana's in this fight, and he got the respect of Vargas, and he needs to work off that confidence and that momentum shifting in his favor. And starts with body shots like that. Quintana is a really good puncher downstairs.
So Vargas being tested like he's never been tested before, and this is his 17th professional fight.
Whatever fighters Quintana from the southpaw stance, he threw an overhand left that caught the attention of Vargas.
Chris, how would you rate what you're seeing so far from Emiliano?
It's a very tough fight. Now look at this is what I think Top Rank was looking for when they matched Emiliano with Quintana. They were looking for someone to press him a little bit, not just someone that could be durable, but someone that could throw back. And that's what you're getting from Quintana right now.
Stiff right hand to the body, focus to the left of the body. If he's going to give it to you, Emiliano's going to take it.
And that's what I've been saying that Emiliano needs. You know, just forget about the head right now and just like Dana.
Big power shot from Quintana.
Another left hand landed by Quintana.
Emiliano's never been down, never even come close to going down. But man, Quintana keeps landing more of those. As blood trickles out of one of his 2 cuts around his right eye. Well, Sergio, you said earlier, when you've got a bright prospect like Vargas, you want to see how he handles adversity, see what happens when he's eating your couple power punches. We're about to learn.
Now we're gonna find out because look, whenever you're knocking everyone out like Vargas was, and you get out cagey, tricky, smart fighter like Quintana, you're gonna discover yourself. You're gonna find out what you're made of, and if you have, you know, plan B and C, you know, because plan A has been good to you.
This is the first time
John
Quintana's
Suckins.
ever fought in the United States. Left hand lands.
The first time he's fighting, but it's not the last. I like what I see from Agustin Quintana.
Time.
Heavyweights collide. Fabio Worley, Daniel Dubois. What a matchup. This is going to be an extremely intense face-off this past week at their official launch press conference. 2 British heavyweights collide for the WBO World Heavyweight title on May the 9th in Manchester.
Quintana swinging away. If that punch, Todd, would have landed half an inch better, it would have done damage, and we probably would have seen Vargas hurt. You don't want to get hit in the tip of the chin like that. And Quintana catching him behind the guard. I've been saying it this entire fight. He may be behind, in my opinion, but Quintana is in this fight.
first 7. And you can make an argument, I think a real argument that Quintana has won half of the rounds so far. Maybe I'm crazy.
You're not.
But let's look at Chris Mannix's scorecard. And he's got it even. 3 rounds for Quintana.
You're not crazy, and obviously now we're seeing that Chris Mannix is not crazy because Quintana, he's been countering beautifully, and he's confident, and he's punch for punch for Vargas.
Let's check in with Chris Mannix, who's in the corner of Vargas.
Fernando, what are you seeing out there? How does he stay away from those right hands?
Because I told him he has to watch his stomach. As soon as his answers, he goes to the body, he answers back up. Hands up!
Boy, these guys are going back and forth. This is not the kind of fight that we expected Vargas would have to be in.
No, but look, this is the type of fight he needed to be in because now he's going to become a better fighter. He's going to have to find a way to win, man. He's facing adversity in a tight fight against a man that came to win.
And keep in mind, Vargas, according to the Vegas odds, Sergio, an 18-1 favorite here in this fight.
Wow. Quintana, you know, I didn't expect him to be this clever in the counter-punching department. And Vargas got the respect. So if Vargas is going to win this fight, it's going to be downstairs. It's not going to be headshots. He is not going to land nothing clean upstairs against Agustin Quintana, who's a very clever, slick fighter with his upper body movement.
Well, Quintana is the first opponent Vargas has faced with over 20 wins as a pro. And that experience is shining through right now. Chris, we showed your card while you were gone. Sorry. So look, you got it even.
No, I don't. I have 4 rounds to 2 in favor of Emiliano. The last round was captured on the screen there. 4 rounds to 2, but it is a competitive fight. I think Emiliano is up in this fight, but Quintana keeps coming forward and he keeps landing that right hand. Emiliano can't get out of the way of that right hand, but I've got through 6, 4 rounds to 2 in favor of Emiliano Vargas.
Are you suggesting our producer Bob Torrens sabotaged your scorecard on purpose?
I think he's trying to mess with me. You know, the scorecard is sacred territory for me, Todd.
All right. Well, that 6th round was certainly competitive, but Mannix gave it to Vargas.
And you can see Vargas, he wants to use his head to keep separation and land body shots. An old school Mexican tactic there. Emiliano Vargas is trying to do it. And Raul
10 seconds.
Because, you know, in order to get separation, there's many ways to do that, and that's one of them.
Time.
Hey, keep on boxing. You're putting them up under. Keep taking them back the way you're doing it. Right? The way you're doing it, you're doing good. Keep on touching it. And go to the body like that. Just watch his whole hand. This is what they're doing. Pinche volado, digo. Es lo único que te está pegando.
The only thing he answers that over and right. Be careful. That's it. You have to touch it. Go downstairs. Go to the body. Look, you're messing him up when you start going downstairs. When you go southpaw, to any success, you go southpaw.
Emiliano Vargas made headlines during the Super Bowl as he joined Xander Zayas and was featured during Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show. He said, yeah, guys, it was great for me. Good exposure, but trust me, the entire time, Sugar Quintana was in the back of my mind.
Well, he's certainly getting a test right now from a guy that's not only durable, but has a lot of firepower coming back. And he's got to be careful in these exchanges.
And Sergio, with his famous father in the corner, I just keep wondering if he's going to slip into that mentality where he bites down on his mouthpiece and goes punch for punch with this guy.
I don't think that's his temperament. I think that's what separates this kid. He's very smart. He has a high fight IQ. He has really good upper body defense. So he doesn't get hit with clean shots.
A headbutt has caused another cut on Quintana. I believe that's his 3rd. Both eyes are bloody.
Yeah, those are my punches, I think, because now Vargas is landing some clean, short punches. He's not loading up on these shots, and now he's breaking down. I think Quintana
body shot advantage is just huge in favor of Vargas. 82-26 through 7 rounds.
Well, you talked about Vargas just needing to go back downstairs to the body relentlessly, Sergio. What does Quintana have to do to pull off the upset here?
Continue catching and countering. Right here, he's letting Vargas be too offensive. He was doing really good work catching and countering. Rolling the shots, coming with that right hand.
He's talking trash to Vargas, who walks right into the line of fire. I don't know, Sergio. He's got that mean streak right now, it looks like.
Both these fighters have a mean streak.
Vargas stalking Quintana around the ring. Throws an uppercut on the inside. As Quintana continues to blow blood out of his nose.
He's been doing that since the 2nd round.
And this is another gear that I want to see from Emiliano Vargas. He's not loading up, he's showing his shots, he's keeping the pressure on him, not letting Quintana breathe. And that body pressure, that physical pressure is starting to turn on Agustin Quintana.
Oh, big left in the corner. Vargas letting his hands fly. Quintana getting the worst of it, but he lays it right. The Argentinian bull waving Vargas back in.
And Vargas, ear to ear smile, loving the offense. He says, bring it on.
Nice left from Vargas.
See how he's using the hand? Vargas, that's a legal move. As long as you're not trying to headbutt, you're just trying to create space by doing that.
And now a big mouse underneath the right eye of Quintana, whose face is becoming a bloody mess.
Just an overall smart fighter on the outside and on the inside of Emiliano Vargas.
10 seconds.
The tide has changed in this fight.
Yeah, big round here for El General.
Time.
You're good. Obviously, you're good, right? Calm down, calm down. I need you to be careful. I need everything from you in this round. I need you to counterpunch. You can't take your counterpunches anymore. Come on, son, let's go.
And a big round for Vargas, Sergio, who is really landing more headshots this round and busting open those cuts.
There you go with another 2-1 shot. But look, the fact that he's not pulling back his punches, he is shortening up his offense, and now he's actually tricking Quintana and getting hit with those shots.
We're going to take a look at the cuts. Got Vaseline all over him.
No, he's just fine. You're just letting go.
And you can hear this crowd reacting to the doctor hitting the apron. They do not want to see this fight stop. Emiliano Vargas may be up on the scorecards. Agustin Quintana is very much in this fight.
Okay. Si sigues recibiendo, lo voy a parar. Si tienes que defenderte, ¿ok?
If you continue getting hurt, then we're wrong.
He said he wants to continue.
And Quintana more than eager to get back in the fray here with Vargas. He still likes his chances.
And I don't think Quintana is hurt at this point. I think he's busted up. I don't think he's hurt.
I agree with you, Chris. I think he deserves this chance because he's in this fight. Okay, now Vargas is using his head. See, using your head on the chest of a fighter is different than actually doing it upstairs and clashing heads.
Just missing with the right was Quintana, who's throwing punches with a lot of menace behind
Yeah,
it.
there's a lot of minutes, and there's no way this fight should be stopped. I mean, Quintana's face is telling a different story because he's in this fight offensively. Well, he's throwing the right shots as well.
Well, the judges look at that face and they wonder if some of the closer rounds they might edge out to Vargas just because of the damage.
Yeah, maybe that's a face only a judges could love.
Vargas, meanwhile, looks like he just got out of the shower. Got a scratch on it. Look at Chris Mannix makes the scorecard through 8.
Yeah, I've got 78-74 in favor of Emiliano Vargas. Some very competitive rounds in the middle part of this fight, but I thought the last two were controlled by Emiliano. I think this round is being controlled by Emiliano. He's stepping on the gas and pressing Quintana, and it's working for him.
What a great learning experience fight for Emiliano Vargas.
Absolutely, he needed it. He needed it. This is gonna leap him into the championship level. This fight right here, there's no title on the line. This is what he needed in order to become champion.
I think this probably shows, and there's still a round and a half left in this fight, it probably shows he's a ways away from that championship level. I know he's ranked in the top 10 by a couple of the sanctioning bodies, but I don't see Top Rank rushing him into any kind of world title shot for next year or so.
Maddox, I'm gonna have to disagree with you here. I think he's not too far from a championship. I just think Quintana is one of these cagey, unknown, unheralded fighters that knows how to fight and knows how to make these fights close.
I'm just putting my reporter cap on here, saying that Top Rank is not going to go into title fight the next year.
Well, listen, they got some of the best matchmakers in the world, so I agree with you on that level.
Right now, Quintana trying to get out of that corner. Vargas all over him.
He can actually get the stoppage, Vargas. You know, there's a little give finally in Quintana, and I don't know if it's fatigue, but finally Vargas breaking down the tough Argentinian.
Yeah, I mean, look at it. The eyes are swelling shut. Blood pouring down into his eyes. It's not an easy trip home right now for Quintana.
This is the first.
No knockdown, no knockdown.
And I received Quintana.
Time.
Look at that face.
I'm gonna stop this fight. No, don't stop it.
Sí, la cabeza también no le quiten nada. La cabeza también no le quiten nada.
Look, you gotta watch out with his head. Watch out with his head butts. Watch out with his head. Look, I wanna go to the
Le quiten la toalla.
And they stopped it. Roll Kaya.
Yes.